to experiment a little bit more, and we see a little bit more dynamic drafting.
Well, let's jump right into this draft here, Shane. Team Oxygen versus Arctic Wolves. Interesting to see if we're going to see similar bands that we've seen all week. Belica, Muriel, Iggy, Muriel.
Your boy.
It's Rampage band. Okay, I like it. And then Arctic Wolves bans Iggy and Scorch. Arctic Wolves does not like dealing with Iggy and Scorch. They banned him every time the other day. These drafts,
another one of those
fast.
slow drafts. Another one of these slow drafts we got to deal with, guys.
Team Oxygen picking up Belica. Arctic Wolves going with Narbash and Gadget.
The teams know what they want. Narbash, man, it's Decker. Just is no longer the queen of supports. Instead, it's Narbash coming in with the song of his people, the heals, the crowd control, and he's been pretty much the go-to first pick as supports the entire event thus far. I believe this is the first time we've seen Belica made it through since yesterday.
Second time, yeah. This
second time. Okay.
Second game, Belica game we've seen. Team Oxygen Esports is going to pick up Murdoch for their carry. He's definitely made a comeback because it was Revenant Twin Blast favored pre-42. I'm glad to see Murdoch back. And Richter picked up, which, again, another hero that's made a comeback with this patch. He is such a versatile hero. Still waiting for some of that jungle Richter beauty. But
I really think Jungle Richter's so good, man. It's
fun to play. I don't know how well it would work in competitive. It's like Narbash. Narbash in the jungle is fun to play.
We saw it yesterday, therefore.
And it did not work.
It was so close to winning. It
wasn't even remotely close.
So
Sparrow,
close.
Chimera picked up over on the side of Arctic Wolves. I haven't seen a lot of Sparrow in competitive play.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Have not seen it.
I feel like Sparrow's not in a really good spot. She is the most hyper of hyper carries. You would say she's the ADD of carries, and in a meta that is so fast paced and so based off of getting pickoffs and immediately bouncing on objectives after that. We'll have to see. Obviously, Gadget and Chimera, very strong early game heroes, so maybe they'll support Sparrow and create space necessary for her to get her farm. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about the Sparrow pick. It's a hero we haven't seen much of on the New Dawn.
I will say Vampiric Blade and Sparrow, when she pops her ultimate, is just the nastiest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It goes from no health to full health. And we've got a Kalari and Muriel, and we're getting a Jungle Richter.
Well, maybe. Kalari also isn't a terrible jungler. I mean,
just don't spread that rumor.
Okay, my bad.
Don't you do that.
My bad.
I'm actually really hoping it's for Jungle Richter, and it looks like it will be with the draft here. Muriel, I would say, so it's for me, Narbash and Muriel are the top. I prefer Narbash's playstyle, so I've been saying he's number one. But a lot of people have been saying Muriel is definitely better than the Bash because of the strength of shields. It's not a return to old Muriel like Muriel and Fang Mao 1v5ing, but she's really strong right now. Those are so fun to cast.
But yeah, taking a look overall at this draft here, as soon as my monitor allows me to look at the draft again. There we go. We did it. Richter has the highest health scaling in the game. Chimera we saw him yesterday, but I really don't think the game was justice to the strength of that hero. I think it just was a very one-sided game where the draft really wasn't any part of the equation. Feng Mao is still I feel like Feng Mao is one of the heroes whose play style and role pretty much didn't change at all with the new card system. You still play him in the exact same capacity that you played him before. Yeah,
and I mean he's definitely stronger. But yeah, he still played the exact same capacity. While you have a lot of other heroes whose positions have switched, Fang is kind of trusty, return to old, and I think he's in a much better spot. I'm pretty excited. I mean, looking at these drafts, Shane, I feel like Team Oxygen Esports has really, really good control and engage with Richter and Muriel, and of course that you've got to worry about this Kalari coming online and punishing your mid lane and your Sparrow. But Arctic Wolves has got a good draft. They've got a good early game potential with Chimera and Gadget, sticky bombs into Coles. So I'm excited, man. Let's jump into this game, bro. Game number one of day number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. What's that cologne? Smells good. Was it expensive? Probably. On the blue side, we have Team Oxygen fitting enough Phasma on Muriel. Meds question mark with a diamond around it on Richter. Strafe Dash on Murdoch. Arsenic on the Belica, and Ram Dash on the Kalari here, man. That's Oxygen. This is their draft. Let's see what they do with it.
Over on the side of Arctic Wolves, we've got Fluxify in the jungle on Chimera. Talrino is going to be in that mid lane position with Gadget Tribal. In the off lane with the Fung, Crazy Fool on Narbash, and Mr. Guru is going to be playing carry on Sparrow. Shane.
Now, Notch, I don't have chat open, but you saying Fung, how's it looking?
Rough.
Okay.
Looking rough. People are not happy with Fung.
So let's talk about Richter. I hear we don't see much of, but what other MOBA, if you come from previous MOBAs, hook heroes, the principle of hook heroes are the same. Whether it's Stitches in Heroes of the Storm, Pudge in Dota, whatever that other hero's name is, that one game about League of Champions or something. Whatever it is, their principle is the same. You hook people, you isolate people. And the counterplay to that has always been hard initiation on that. When someone gets hooked, you just go all in after the fact, after your teammate gets hooked. That's always how you counterplay to that. So if Richter has a bad game and isn't able to withstand a hard counter initiation, then that sort of defeats the entire purpose of the hero. What my point being here, Muriel. She has Reversal of Fortune and the shields to mitigate giant amounts of single target damage. So I really, really like Muriel and Richter being put together.
Yeah, I think Muriel Richter is a really strong combo, especially when you look at Richter's alt skewer. It's basically a self-stun. He's basically inviting you to attack him because he can't move, he can't do anything, and Muriel's shields will negate a lot of that. Reversal of Fortune on top of that target, if he gets 2 or 3 people in the ultimate, Reversal of Fortune comes down, the ultimate stops, they get that slow from Reversal of Fortune, and allows the team to really combo well together, including Arsenic on Bellica with that knockup and
oh
Void.
man.
So there's a lot of ways they can combo these heroes. They've got a very, in my opinion, they have the better draft than Arctic Wolves with the way their heroes combo together. But it's going to be how does, like you said, Meds deal with that initiation? How does he deal with that play of, hey, we know you're under attack, everybody focus this guy. And the other thing is Ram on Kalari. How well is he going to be able to farm?
Yep.
When is he going to be able to come online? We saw Arctic Wolves basically feed Talrino 6 kills within the first 6 minutes of the game.
Pretty much.
And it worked so well. And Talrino snowballed, and there was no answer to Talrino's Kalari. Ram, in my opinion, is one of the best offlaners in Paragon. Nobody tell him I said that. He's already cocky enough.
Oh no, please, no one tell guys. Please. Keep it a secret. It's between you and us. It's between you and us.
Don't tell anybody else. One of the best offlanes in the game right now, and he's playing a hero that if he's able to snowball on this hero, he's going to destroy that mid lane and that carry.
One thing I like about Chimera Feng Mao is just so much engage onto it's single target DPS against a Richter, going back to that point. So if they can burst through the Muriel shields and just isolate Meds and try... If I am Arctic Wolves, I'm saying our main priority for the first 10 to 12 minutes of this game is trying to mitigate Med's presence on the map. Through that, create space for Mr. Guru on Sparrow, and from there,
they're going to mitigate
a game. But it's Meds who's going to land the hook. The damage from electric field is there. Narbash, though, the Song of My People heals for so much. Damage is being done, but the heal's very strong. There's the burst damage coming down with the Shadow Dagger and the auto attack. First blood on the side of Team Oxygen, but it was a support. They were looking for Sparrow. Still gonna be happy about that. Nonetheless, it's just getting some farm. That's the way it goes. You kill a Narbash, you get farm.
Good body blocking by Narbash there. Crazy Fool stayed in front of, stayed behind Mr. Guru, not allowing Ram and Meds to rotate in. Ram also did miss a dagger onto Mr. Guru, so he was not slowed. And that's one of the reasons there Mr. Guru was able to get away. But they picked up a kill, they took down the carry, or they took down the support, and allows Ram to farm here. He's sitting at level 5, 21 last hits. He's got a Taskmaster on right now. Really like this card on the offlane. So it's sacrifice an ally minion and you regenerate health equal to 10% of its current health. So it's a way for him to heal, but it's also a way for him to mitigate the slow push. So if they decided to freeze this lane, he can just cannibalize the minion. Enemy minion wave is already stronger, and that wave should push into him.
And it's actually being used on both of the offlaners right now. Both Tribal Deuce and Ram are using that card right now. So yeah, that's just really, really good. Another card that you can do that with, but comes on line a little bit later, is the name of the card, which is escaping me, so we're not going to talk about it and move on.
We'll see a lot of people. I've actually seen a lot of offlaners run Flame of Zechen.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
This makes your lane push a little bit harder, but a lot of them have been running Flame of Zechen because it's just that, hey, here's a dead minion, and you push up, and then there's Soldier of Fortune, which is
that's the one.
Order one. No, the knowledge.
That's intellect or knowledge.
Knowledge one that you can use and does the same thing.
Yep. It is and also gives you experience boost of card experience as well as level experience as well. So it's a good card if you're trying to like rush to a certain level. I like using it on Aurora, for example, because she's literally just a walking ultimate. Same with like Steel and things like that. Heroes who need that ultimate online as fast as possible. Really good card to pick that up. One weakness of Kallari certainly is her lack of a wave clear.
A whack of wave clear.
A whack of wave clear. Guys, we're on the struggle bus today. It's Sunday. Game of Thrones is later today. It's all right. We're gonna make it together, I promise. But that lack of wave clear on the, for Kallari is definitely something that can be exploited. So the offlane tower is gonna fall, but of course Kallari with that global presence, with Death Sentence, she's still gonna be able to show up to a fight at a moment's notice.
Meds went to rotate around the mid there to try and get a gank. There was a ward, so Talrino saw it, ends up backing up. Raptors, have Raptors been? No, Raptors are coming up.
Yep.
Fluxify in the jungle. He's going to a little bit of an invade here. I think it's more of just a bumping of the fists, clearing out that ward. We've got 7 minutes into the game now. We're looking at Fawn of Experience on a couple different heroes that will also help you get that level 5 relatively quickly, depending on your farm. Strafe has picked up Nitro Boost for that speed boost, Sand Speeder for that speed boost, and Demolitionist. So Strafe is basically going to be booking it. I mean, the guy's got all of the speed. He gains 125 movement speed with Nitro Boost, and it increases your movement speed by 8% whenever you attack or are attacked.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So he's got quite a bit of movement speed here.
The race car build, I like it.
Going to be able to chase down heroes if he needs to. Not a ton of vision on the map. There is enough looking at these choke points, though, so when these guys, if they do try to invade, they have that vision there and they're not going to be seen. Crazy Fool and Mr. Guru know this is here. There was a ward. He walked into the side of that ward by the river buff, so they know he's right around this area. Are they going to be able to make anything happen with this?
They're looking for it. Richter coming through the shadow wall here. Looking, just going to casually walk up, not looking for the hook kick. Narbash is a pretty easy target to hook, and he is going to be able to line up. There's the ultimate use as well. Ram trying to get the damage down. But again, with that Song of My People, there's so much damage. Dedicating the Death Sentence in order to get the kill. As long as Mr. Guru is able to defend this tower, which he should be able to, the siege minion just got picked off, I think that's still not that bad. They're putting a lot of resources into taking down a support. And Mr. Guru is still underneath his tower. He's farming safely. Strafe, though, is able to pick up kill with that so long. The longest arm of the law that I've ever seen before on the Talrino in the mid lane there.
So we've got 2 kills on the Crazy Fool. One of the things with supports, their kit really defined. I think Narbash has one of the strongest support kits in the game.
Yes.
He's got speed. He's got a stun. He's got healing. He has it all. So if he gets a little bit behind, it's not the end of the world for your supports. So 2 kills on him. I mean, they're prioritizing that target, and Mr. Guru is staying alive, getting that farm he needs, because carries need that farm so bad right now to really start to come online. I think we're going to see with both of these carries, well, not both. I know with Mr. Guru at least, we'll see Vampiric Blade towards that end to give him that lifesteal. So in these engagements, when he pops that ult, he can just go ham. He should be able to live forever because it's 150% lifesteal. Shame.
Chimera is a hero who I'm still trying to figure out what is his role? Where does he fit? The pace of the game right now is very, very quick. Chimera intuitively seems to be a hero that'd be really, really good in that sort of meta. But at the same time, the way cards have changed his play style, is he more of a mid to late game jungler? Like, what's going on right there? We're going to have to see. It's the first time we've seen him played, at least here in the semifinals. Initiation over on Ram forces out the reversal of fortune. Phasma's going to take the kill and make sure Ram Riddles stays alive, sacrifices himself, as any good support does. They were looking for Kallari, not able to get it. 3-man dedication for support. Right now, it's just the support heroes are the ones taking the brunt of all the damage, but they get themselves on the board, and Chimera, as I was talking about it, is able to secure the kill. But yeah, Notch, what is your thought on Chimera this patch? I'm still on the fence about him as a hero.
I want to see Chimera be more aggressive. With the speed of the game, with how quickly games, just turn. You're farming, and all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, we're now 5-man roaming. We're going for Orb Prime. It's how early can he come online? Where is he committing? Helping your lane succeed. That's the jungler's role. Commit to a lane, deal with either what you're dealing with Ram or you're dealing with mid lane, but you're prioritizing those ganks. And I wanted to see him a lot more aggressive early to start helping pick up those kills. Even if you may die once or twice, help your team secure those kills, help your team to win the lane game for the first 10 to 15 minutes. And I think a jungler has done a good job at that point.
I've definitely, Meds has seemed to be really been much more of a presence on the field than that of Chimera, which is not something you would expect taking a look at the drafts here. But, I mean, again, they're getting killed.
There's got to be a lot of trouble here.
What they're really looking for. What can you do? At least they're able to pick up a support. Yeah, the is over there. But Meds, can he actually get a solo kill a little bit here? Crazy Fool is leading the charge. He's using the electric field to give him a little bit of some DPS, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Okay, there's the hook as well as the Void Bomb. Oh, probably wasn't necessary, but that's okay. Narbash goes down again, and that's okay. It's a support player, but an unnecessary kill given to their opponent.
So I was a little bit ahead there. A little bit of foreshadowing of the hook. Boom. Got him. Picked up the kill. Mez went in onto Crazy Fool in the jungle. The purple buff was on that Chimera there. You gotta like that hook underneath the tower. Instantly into a skewer. And again, support's gonna fall again. I want to say Crazy Fool's been down 3 times. 3 kills. He's got 1 assist here. Strafe and Phasma have got to be careful. They're way overextended here past this tier 2.
Yeah, here comes Crazy Fool. Lands the thunk onto Phasma. Crash Bang Boom. Okay, Strafe is going to get knocked up by it. That was the big one. They were looking for the Murdoch kill here. As of right now, they're focusing down Phasma, dedicating a lot of ultimates just for the support hero, but it's Crazy Fool and Taurino were the ones at the front line continuing to pursue the police officer. Here comes Ram with that distance, immediately gets thunked up by that double stun coming out from Arsenic. Seismic Assault, shaking the earth from underneath the foots or the feet of Arctic Wolves, knocking him in the air. Beautifully done. That's why Arsenic on that hero is so very threatening. He's always able to line up those seismic assaults and turn a fight. Arsenic single-handedly turned that fight around right there. Beautifully done. They do give up their carry, but 4 go down in exchange.
Yeah, showed up. Nice double kill coming out of Arsenic there, knock up, and then he picked off the Chimera in the air with that Neural Disruptor. So good rotation coming out of the mid lane there, helping sway that fight.
One thing we haven't talked about here, Notch, at least together, is the global presence of both the Muriel and the Kalari. And we've been harping on how, as of right now, the meta is so based around getting pickoffs and early game team fighting. Well, how can you try to exploit that a little bit? Global presence heroes that are able to show up to fights and be a part, contribute to team fights, but also put pressure on the map. That's Muriel and Kalari. So I really like this draft. I'm always a big fan of global strategies like this, and it's not something we've seen very much of in the past, but I really expect to see more of this, especially now that Kalari and Muriel are very high priority picks. I
am lagging really, really bad and keep falling out of sync. It's one of the reasons I think I'm ahead. I just jumped to 14-12 for no reason. A little bit ahead. Not sure why I just jumped like that. So, Biff, let me know when I'm at 14:30 so I can get caught back up here.
There you go, my man. As of right now, it's a tier 1 tower siege coming down against Oxygen. I think they're just going to have to forfeit that. Yeah, they're just going to have to forfeit it. Maybe a little bit of a counter initiation coming around here for the side of Arctic Wolves. But we're going to have to see as a Crazy Fool getting the Crash Bang Boom over onto 3 members, forcing Ram to force back, but Tribal comes in with the deuce. Gives him the ultimate. Big burst damage down on the ground. Even with that great initiation from Crazy Fool, 3-man Crash Bang Boom, it's simply not enough, as Ram Riddles was able to dive in there, get the damage done, jump out of the Crash Bang Boom, go back in after the fact, and they pick up the 3 kills. They lose a tower, they get the carry, but it seems like Oxygen, every time they gave up an objective, they always have something in return.
So, hopefully we're synced back up here, team. Shane, 15 minutes into the game.
Yep.
I'm seeing a lot of death builds across the map here. It's going to be interesting to see final builds on these guys. We've got Mr. Guru going with that Death Chaos build. He's picked up a heavy hitter, Guard Piercer. Still rocking that Cold of the Week. We've got Strafe, who's gone with currently just Chaos. He's got Heavy Hitter, Nitro Boost, and that Demolitionist. So they're going to get that big damage from Heavy Hitter. Does look like Ram doesn't have the mana. I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from this. He's got that extra move speed. He's out of here. So he's going to get out. I have all of the bugs right now, Shane. My 5th and 1st just juked around on me, so cards are out of order here. I'm going to go back 10 and forward 10 here.
I was wondering... Okay. I was wondering about that. Straight,
no.
Long Arm of the Law, trying to help out his jungler Reflexify, but he's dead. Invading that jungle. A little bit of a delayed invasion, 16 minutes into the game. But Meds, he's not only going to pick up the kill on a Chimera, more importantly, he's finding full stacks inside the strong side jungle of Arc. And now the green buff spawning as well. This is a jungler's delight when you're able to kill the jungler and then invade a jungle and take full 5-set camps.
Yeah, we're seeing much better rotations coming out of Oxygen, Oxygen than we are Articles. Meds just seems to be all over the map. Meds just seems to be in every single engagement and is doing a really good job picking up these kills.
Taurino not having quite as good as a match. Another, standard double seismic assault coming out from Arsenic. Might have put himself in somewhat of a precarious situation, but Ram just sweeps in there, throws that dagger, and is able to pick up the kill onto the carry player, Mr. Guru, down. And this is a triple thus far. Can we make it a quadra? Not going to be the case. And gonna have to pick that up.
Orb Prime looks like it's being picked up right now by the side of Oxygen. We do have Flexify. He's rotating in. He does have a Slaying Obsession. Is he going to be able to try and kill this here? They've rotated back to deal with him. There's going to be this Seismic Assault into a Void Bomb. He is going to get deleted, and Oxygen is going to pick up the Orb Prime here. So Oxygen now has the Orb Prime advantage. It does look like Chimera has fallen. He's going to be down for 25 seconds. They got a big power play here. They're backing. They're going to be spending that lovely gold, picking up those attributes, seeing if we're going to pick up any of their end game cards. We're getting close at this point. Shatter Golem not quite online yet for Mr. Guru. He's either going to go Shatter Golem or Vampiric Blade, but they do have this power play here, Shane. Can Arctic Wolves defend this? Is there anything Arctic Wolves can do right now? We're only 18 minutes in the game. It's not like they're out of this game yet. But with this, with Orb Prime coming online, they're gonna have to mount a pretty solid defense here.
This card over on Ram, the Sorvuk Initiate. Love this card on Kalari. You go into the Shadow Plane, and you just latch on to someone, and all of a sudden they're taking damage and they don't know what's happening. As well as he obviously has the Green Spring, which means he has that regen, also the built-in regen into the Shadow Plane ability of Kalari means that it actually is very, very, very difficult to deal with, especially if you don't have any means of detection. She just sit in the Shadow Plane, and you get that sacrificial link up onto someone. Other side of the field, while Tribal's trying to deal with Kalari, we do see Arsenic preemptively putting himself into a position to get over there, use Astral Leap, blink forward, and initiate with Seismic Assault. Positioning is key here for Team Oxygen. They know that, and you can tell by where they are putting themselves inside of this field. They have a ward right around the corner, so Arsenic's whereabouts are known about. While the Tier 2 tower is under siege, Meds takes the Sticky Bomb, a little bit of a cooldown, a little bit of a window opportunity, lands the hook over on a Fluxify, immediately aggressive Reversal of Fortune, and that's just going to be the death of Fluxify immediately. And Feng Mao on the other side of the field has no means to deal with this Kalari, so he's going to have to concede that Tier 2 tower as well. 5v4 with a losing lane on the left side of the map. Inhibitor under siege, and I don't think there's anything that Arctic Wolves is going to be able to do to keep this thing alive. But they're going to now concede 3 structures within a very short moment's notice. Orb Prime still online for quite some time to come. And now the mid lane inhibitor here. They're giving up a lot of ground is Arctic Wolves. They have to be careful. Single skewer into the Seismic Assault. Void Bomb is going to put the nail in the coffin for the man with the drums. And he's going to be taken to the grave. Over to the left lane that Ram has been dealing with here. And I think the most integral part about this push that allowed Oxygen to take 6 objectives within 2 minutes was Ram. They did not have a tool to deal with him pushing in that lane. They dedicated the Feng Mao to it. He was not the right tool to deal with that. And just like that, that gave them full control of the map, full control of the waves, And now onto the core they go. Meds
And the
go
game
full
at this
HP
point.
with the Muriel. All four are about to be alive. Mr. Guru's sitting at the back of his core trying to pick away here, but right now it's simply zoning. And Tribal goes in, immediately gets knocked up from Arctic, though, and gets taken out by the time he's barely can get out of the hell of his own core. Meds is very low, but the core is even lower. Strafe is just focused firing it down, but he's going to maybe turn his attention to maybe pick up another kill for stylistic points. Not going to be the case in Team Oxygen. With a very decisive siege, the game that was a little bit back and forth, was very tense, and once Kalari hit that point where she was able to win that 1v1 against Feng Mao, Team Oxygen just won the game.
So, Orb Prime is still one of the strongest objectives in the game. We see the strength of it. It makes your minions so much stronger. It allows you to push like that. Like you said, so Sorvak Initiate on Kalari is such, like we talked about a little bit earlier, it's you cast that ability, you hit your target, and then you go invisible. You actually can't go stealth and then use it. You have to use it and then stealth.
Yep.
If you stay close, you can see the tether and try and deal with that, but it's so much damage. And with the healing card,
annoying.
Tribal really couldn't do anything against that. Maybe have Talrino try and I mean, even Talrino puts himself in a situation where he gets blown up, but he's got that long range poke with his sticky bomb, and of course he can zone with his ultimate. There's really very little that Arctic Wolves could have done here. I think I'm not going to blame this on one person, but I kind of am. No Regrets the other day.
How that works.
No Regrets the other day had a much more of a presence in the jungle than Fluxify did today. I feel like we saw very little presence. I feel from Fluxify. Chimera was not. I don't think he was involved in many of the kills, and if he was there, he was instantly just blown up. The moment he jumped into a target, he was tethered and he was just killed. And there was very little that could have been done.
I'm not convinced about this Chimera whatsoever.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm convinced about it. Rampage actually wasn't available because he was banned. But you know what's jungler I want to see? Crunch. So bad. Sevarog, I think, would have been a great option there. Provide more appeal, especially for the Kalari. I think Sevarog is a great tool dealing with Kalari because obviously you can't jump out of the subjugate. The Colossal Blow is essentially a stun.
Right.
While Chimera can, as long as you have, I mean, there's no real hard CC for the Kalari from Chimera. Obviously, the snare associated with ambush, and you're always able to chase down the Kalari, but chasing down a Kalari is a very difficult proposition because obviously you need detection, but also has the speed boost on top of it. So I think draft certainly was a big issue going into this game. Right.
Yeah,
now.
I think Grux would have been a better pick to deal with the Kalari. I mean, there's a lot of Chimera just didn't feel like there was a presence, and I'm not. Again, I feel like there was. It's not so much Fluxify as it was the pick of Chimera. There need to be more presence out of the jungler, and we just didn't feel that with Chimera at all. Shane, good game for Oxygen. They won that very decisively. We're going to take a quick break here, guys. We're going to jump into a game number 2, Arctic Wolves versus Oxygen. We will be back in about 3 minutes, guys.